I thought that's what we was getting in the first place. We thought that it was zero toxins in the food. No amount has been deemed safe. No amount has been deemed safe. It should not have been in our food in the first place. Hello enhancers, and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about something that I have been constantly hearing in the news lately. And I've been hearing about this ever since I had my first son. That was back in 2018 going into 2019, which is the reason why I started making my own baby food and to save some money as well. But it seems like I just keep hearing about it these days, and I just have to do a video on it. So let's get into this. So there has been a lot of talk about heavy metals being in baby food, and a lot of the brands that you all buy, and myself as well, because I got kind of lazy this time and I said, well, I'm gonna start making him some baby food, but I didn't want to start just yet because I was kind of busy with my juicing. So I said, once I get done doing that, I'll be able to make some new recipes. And because I can't taste food right now, I said I'll just wait. But there has been so much talk about it. It literally kept me up at night. I was like, if I hear about it one more time, and I heard about it one more time, and I literally stayed up all night trying to find a company that tested for heavy metals, and I did find one, and I'm going to share that at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned. But yeah, let's get into this. So I am going to share my screen. All right, and this information is coming from the parents.com website. And so yeah, let's just take a look. So it says the new report says Gerber and Beechnut didn't properly test and remove these products, while Sprout Foods Incorporated, Walmart, Parents Choice, and Plum Organics were relaxed in their efforts. So it's saying that some of America's biggest manufacturers of baby food have not been adequately testing and removing products with dangerous levels of heavy metals. And that comes from the U.S. Congressional Report. And so let's take a look down here. It says arsenic, lead, cadmium, and mercury were found in rice cereals. And I mentioned rice cereals before. Be careful with that rice cereal. Sweet potato puree, juices, and sweet snack puffs. The subcommittee also reached out to Walmart, Campbell, and Sprout Organic Foods, which did not allow the investigation, but they later complied. So it says about a week later, the law firm Baum, Hedlund, Aristide, and Goldman said it started accepting toxic baby food lawsuit cases for parents who bought food from any of the brands. And you know, those are the people or the parents that have children with autism and attention deficit disorder. And they're saying that both autism and ADHD have been associated with toxic metals. So now the baby food is full of heavy metals. At first it was, and that's another thing to watch out for, you know, that on top of buying baby food now that's heavily loaded with all these heavy metals. So just be careful with this baby food, which is why, you know, I started making my own baby food. I just couldn't take it no more. Plus, I'm just tired of how runny and the smell. It doesn't even smell fresh. Like the baby food that comes out of the store in them little plastic containers, then it's in plastic containers. Hopefully it's BPA free. Oh, that's another thing I got to show you all. You know, be careful with all this plastic and the bottles as well. I know I've been using my plastic bottles because I love the fact that the nipples come, you can buy them a little bit bigger because I was doing the cereal in the bottle. But make sure you get yourself some glass bottles as well. I remember when I first had my daughter, I mainly fed her with glass bottles. I didn't have a lot. I wouldn't say maybe 3 glass bottles. So, you know, if your baby doesn't have any problem with, you know, spit up and, you know, need certain bottles, then definitely go with the glass bottles. And that's one thing this baby here does. He does good on everything. Talk about a smart child. It's my little vegan baby. Wow, wow, wow. I was going to do a video on just his milestones, and oh my gosh, this boy picks up so quick. That's a whole nother video, but make sure you're not toxifying your baby so they can think and live and hit all their milestones. They don't have no DNA damage, so just be careful with a lot of this stuff. So let's take a look down here. So it says 2 months later, and the FDA is now taking an even stronger approach with plans to propose limits on arsenic, lead, and mercury in baby food. Now the FDA, see, this is what makes me mad. Now they want to do something. See, they don't want to do something until there's a big uproar about it, and it's a continuous uproar about it, because they'll just ignore it. Now that everybody's talking about it and it's becoming a problem, and these companies, they know that's their money. As soon as their money start getting interrupted, now everybody want to jump on top of FDA. You should have been jumped on top of it. How about that? Okay. All right, so it says, we recognize that Americans want zero toxic elements in the foods eaten by their babies and young children. You think? I thought that's what we was getting in the first place. We thought that it was zero toxins in the food. Now come to find out, it's loaded with heavy metals. I'm telling you guys, don't be trusting everything the FDA approved, because they'll approve anything, and they won't say anything until it becomes a big uproar, and then now it's, now we got to do the right thing. You should have been doing the right thing. It says, and Healthy Babies Bright Futures, acronyms HBBF, confirmed some of those scary discoveries in a 2019 investigation. So they actually tested 168 popular baby foods in America from brands like Gerber, Earth's Best, Beech Nut, and more. And so here are some of their findings. They found out that 95% of containers contain toxic heavy metals such as arsenic, lead, cadmium, and mercury. 1/4 of the containers contain all of these toxic metals. Heavy metal contamination was highest in products containing rice. Of course, I have spoken about rice. Be careful with that rice, because rice absorbs that stuff. And sweet potatoes, so your root vegetables, you gotta be careful because they absorb a lot of stuff too. 80% of foods tested lack any federal standards or guidance on maximum safe levels of toxic heavy metals like arsenic and lead. Of course, they don't test it. And then here's another one. The Clean Label Project released similar results in their 2017 food study. And the organization purchased 500 infant formulas, baby foods, baby cereals, pouches, and toddler drinks and snacks from 60 different brands, and had them tested at a third-party lab for more than 130 contaminants, including heavy metals, antibiotics, pesticides, and BPA. See, I say watch the plastics too. Among their findings, so it says 65% of baby food products contain some arsenic, and I'm not gonna read all this. 60% of the products labeled BPA free, tested positive for BPA. Wow. So these companies are starting to test a lot of these so-called baby food company products, and it's amazing what they are finding. It says cadmium, lead, mercury, and inorganic. So this is the effect of chemicals in baby food. Cadmium, lead, mercury, and inorganic arsenic are harmful in any amount. Harmful in any amount. Lead is toxic to children's brains, and no amount has been deemed safe. No amount has been deemed safe. It should not have been in our food in the first place. Arsenic and mercury are also neurotoxins. Infants and young children are particularly sensitive. These contaminants, since their brains and organ systems aren't fully developed. So exposure to even the small amount of these heavy metals at an early age may increase the risk of several health problems, especially lower IQ and behavior problems. See, and then you have to take your kids to the doctor because your kid got ADHD and can't keep still in class, and you're wondering why. Behavior problems and have been linked to autism and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Unfortunately, these effects are long lasting and irreversible. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Gotta be a way. And I hear people talk about what do you call it? What's the name of it? You can do like a heavy metal detox, and I think you can do it for your child, but I don't know too much about it. You would have to do your own research about that, because I don't like the fact of long lasting and irreversible. Oh no, we bind that in the name of Jesus. It is reversible in Jesus' name. All right, so as the contaminants have been linked to bladder, lung, and skin cancer, cognitive and reproductive problems, and type 2 diabetes, among other conditions. What can parents do? I can tell you what parents can do. Start making your own baby food. And even then, like I say, I know I talk about soil testing in my seed video. It's not going to be maybe 100% effective when it comes to growing your own food and trying to combat all these heavy metals, because if you're not testing your soil and you're trying to grow organic food, I mean, it's almost like not a win-win situation, but a loss-loss situation. You're still going to have some of that in your food because you're not testing your soil. So it says it's important to know that unfortunately these contaminants exist in environments. So the idea that you could eat a contaminant-free diet or buy products devoid of any contaminant is just not feasible. So yeah, you would have to get your soil tested and actually grow your own food to make your own baby food, so that you know what's going in there and what fertilizers you're using as well. You would need like organic fertilizer. So it's a lot of work, which is why us parents do buy baby food, right? It's easier. But, you just got to get started. Once you get into the swing of it and, be consistent, it'll be like a piece of cake. You just get in there and do it. It says, but these findings may spur manufacturers to do more testing and change practices to get levels down. No, I tell you what we can do. I told you, stop buying these companies' products. I bet you if everybody stopped buying these companies' products, they'll wake up real fast. When they see their money start leaving, people wake up real fast. I bet you they'll have something the next week for you. They'll jump on it so fast. Let me tell you. So they encourage consumers to call their favorite brands. No, we're not calling anybody. We're going to stop buying their brands. We are not calling y'all, because obviously y'all dragging y'all foot. We're going to stop buying y'all products and see if y'all wake up then. See how fast y'all wake up. So they encourage consumers to call their favorite brands to ask if they test their products and what they test for. All right, so let's see. This one says, for example, you can do certain things like exchange rice puffs for rice-free snacks, fruit juice for tap water. Let's put milk right there too. You need to put fruit juice and milk for tap water. I spoke about milk in one of my other videos. They don't need to be drinking that stuff. All they need is some water. Rice cereal for oatmeal. I've been saying that. That's what I used to give my first son. I stopped with the rice cereal. I went to oatmeal. You could do barley, teething biscuits for frozen banana or chilled cucumber. So it's a lot you can do, but my main thing is, probably the best bet would be to make your own food. But let me tell you about one company that I found out, because I said this literally kept me up all night. It did. And I found one company and I went with it because I'm juicing right now, so I can't be tasting foods. I said, you know what, I'll just buy from this company. I might only have to buy one time, maybe twice, until I only got about 2 or 3 more weeks to go in a way. And then I can start making his baby food. But this company is called Once Upon a Farm. And I bought their meals and I love it. When I open the pouch, you can just smell the freshness of the food. So he was eating the broccoli, pea, and navy bean today. And what I did with that, you have to, I already boil it and then puree it. And I mixed some of the oatmeal, is the quinoa and millet oatmeal, and I mixed a little bit of that with bananas and hemp milk. And he just gobbled it all down. Like, he was just eating this stuff for the last 2 days. He loves it. He doesn't even, because I was noticing he wasn't even really eating the baby foods out the store. I smell it. I said, I see why. I said, I got to get my baby back to eating right as soon as I can. I parade it up. And he has this one also, the sweet potato, banana, oats, and date. And it is so thick, and the products came nice and cold. They had all the ice packs in it. It was frozen and nice and cold. And I'm telling you, you open it and you can just smell the freshness, and it's so nice and thick, and you can parade it to how thick you want it. Put whatever you want to add into it. So I love it. This company came in handy, but this is a company you can check out, Once Upon a Farm. They do all of their testings. I might put this in the description box below too if you want to read up. And it's mostly talking about the same thing with the heavy metals, neurological disorders from heavy metal exposure. Talks about the Clean Label Project. And let's see. Oh, here's a chart of autism. Organic food sales, the real cause of increasing autism prevalence. Oh, I think this is, make sure y'all can see it on my screen. Move that over. Move it over, move it over. There we go. All right, so it says the Clean Label Project is a nonprofit third-party expert that tests for over 400 environmental and industrial toxins, including heavy metals. So Once Upon a Farm is the recipient of both the Clean Label Project Purity Award and the Clean Label Project Pesticide-Free Certification. But anyway, you guys, that is it for this video. I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. Please start making your own baby food. Everything is getting so toxic these days, and now it's going to our babies, and these companies need to be held responsible because they know what they were doing. They're only jumping now because it's an uproar about it, and it should have already been an uproar about it. And matter of fact, it never probably should have even been an uproar, because we thought we was getting something non-toxic. And see, they don't tell us anything. As long as they can keep making money, they don't tell us anything until the secret is out. Until the cat is out the bag, right? But anyway, you guys, please pay attention to this for your little ones and be safe out there. Be careful what you're consuming, not only for yourself, but also your kids. And, remember, don't change, always enhance, keep enhancing, you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.